attention here on the front page of La Croix. We've got Socialist Primary, the hour of debate. Of course, the problem, which the paper points out, is that most French people who are meant to be voting in this don't know the difference between the six candidates. They're not really entirely sure who they even are, apart from a couple of the most famous names. So La Croix does have a nice idiot's guide inside profiling who those six candidates are. They do point out, of course, that in terms of policy, there isn't very much difference between one and the other. They've all had to sign up to this socialist policy framework. They do have some blue water between them on economic grounds, especially Martine Aubry saying the government needs to spend in order to create jobs, while François Hollande, her rival at the top of those polls, says that he's much more keen on keeping to the current government's austerity measures. But really, it's all about personality and charisma, the paper says.
We were all admitting earlier on we're not sure we could name all six, but anyway. Parisien, they're not very positive about it all, are they?
No, really not at all. Their front page this morning says the first debate is very high risk. What they mean is that no people will actually come out to vote. They say that most French people are just completely unengaged by the socialist primary, and this whole idea of the socialists to hold a primary election, a US-style one that all voters can take part in, is actually going to backfire on them badly. They go to a small village in southwest France, a long way away from the Parisian media circle, and talk to people there. Some of them don't even know there's an election coming up. Others say it's just not to do with us, it's only the Parisian middle classes who will vote. And one guy even says that it's doing his head in, being asked to look at all these policies and go and vote, and it's bad enough having to do it once for the actual election, he says.
That's politics for you. Libération, they're having a bit of a go at the opinion pollsters.
Yes, well, all of the socialist candidates have attacked the opinion pollsters lately, which might sound like a loser's tactic if you're not doing very well in them, attack the way that the poll is run. But Libération say on their front page that actually they are being badly run, these opinion polls, because polling companies just take a sample of all the French, which might not be in any way representative of the people who are actually going to vote in the socialist primary. And the problem is that those polls actually might influence the way that voters think. So the opinion polls may be influencing the real facts as opposed to the other way around.
Now, socialist primaries then, which newspaper is not really mentioning them very much? Le Figaro, of course, the right-wing paper.
Yes, no, they're much more interested in right-wing politicians. They've got an interview with the Interior Minister Claude Guéant on the front page. Inside, they're looking at the possibilities of Dominique de Villepin making a political comeback. The former Prime Minister, of course, was cleared completely yesterday of his role in the Clearstream case. He was charged with making up fake corruption allegations about Nicolas Sarkozy. Now, the paper says there's lots of people in the right, lots of politicians anyway, who would like to see him run, but his potential campaign has lost some steam, particularly after last weekend he was accused of having taken suitcases full of cash while Prime Minister from African leaders, which hasn't done him a great service in the public eye.
And you've got some more scandal for us as well, haven't you?
We've got more scandal as ever with the French. The Ziad Taqadine is in Le Parisien. He's the Lebanese businessman most famous for brokering French arms deals to the Middle East. He's now been charged with corruption offences, the paper say, and they're also talking about the Liliane Bettencourt case. This is the former accountant of France's richest woman who testified to a Bordeaux court yesterday that, yes, she had seen politicians, including Sarkozy, receive envelopes full of cash.
And briefly, Jacques Chirac.
Briefly, he, of course, is also still on trial for corruption offences. In his case, it's creating fake jobs for his friends when he was mayor of Paris. Libération's reporters have been to his personal fief in the Corrèze, which is where a lot of the people benefiting from these fake jobs came from, and they look at how the scandal is seen there. Of course, to them, it's just a local boy done good who's helping out local people. They talk about how local people in the area apparently would write to Chirac, even when he was president, for really small things like trying to get off with a traffic fine or getting a building permit, and he would often help them out. So he obviously realised, they said, what perhaps Sarkozy doesn't, that connecting with ordinary people in the French countryside is what's key to remaining popular as president.
Perfect stuff. Politics and scandal in the French newspapers today. Elena here with her regular look at the French newspapers. Turning to the headlines once again then.